It's like a stage here, all the world. I think the orchestra's going to have to be behind us. Or this is the orchestra pit out here, I'm not sure. Yo. I bet that'd make a pretty neat echo.
There's your
woohoo!
Right there.
Where?
Below you.
Oh, there you go. This would be the infamous, the famous pinch point. I believe somebody has bent that thing to make the right angle known. It's a little bit bent down because the other marker was over there, which means if that's a right angle, then we're going to go over here.
Yeah.
All right, one more good pan from the amphitheater here. Some of these rocks hold water and little critters come, I guess. What a great day. All right, da-da-da-da-da. Here it is on video. Take a look now, because that's what you guys were looking at. It just gets me all jazzed in the middle of the night. And maybe not in a good way. Boy, some incredible rocks over there. Look at that.
Look at the lichen colors too. You got an orange.
So this was the headwaters of Johnson.
Johnson Creek, yeah. I saw that on the map. Light green.
This is not doing this justice.
Tan.
But it's like a little terrarium out here. Oh yeah. Some orange.
Yellow over here. This reminds me of Bishop Pass. Up at the top of Bishop Pass, there's rocks with this.
See there?
Colors on there.
We have clout. All right, we'll take a pan picture. Oh, we did it. Right.
Land.
Say again?
Don't come near my land.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is John Caffrey, and I'm Cindy Buxton, and we're out here filming, photographing, and enjoying the proposed Eagle Peak Wilderness. It's now on the draft recommended wilderness list, and actually we're running alongside of San Diego's oldest ranch, the McCoy Ranch. And we're going to try to get some footage of Sill Hill unit, of the 5 units of this proposal. Hello again. We are out here also to document this area that has now been suggested for a route for a power line, and I strongly disagree. They're taking it out of Cedar Gorge, which I think is a commendable goal, and of course the powers that be have to fight each other a little, and we have suggested maybe undergrounding from a little bit farther down the road and on through Inyaha to the fire station. That would reduce the 20 miles down to 5 miles, and maybe a little bit in a couple of the wide open, really windy places down at mile 8 and 9. But I consider coming across the McCoy Ranch and up on this hill here absolutely abominable, and I am starting to jump up and down and lose a little bit of patience because I don't, for the simple reason I just don't have much left. Trying to get the Forest Service out here for some broader perspective.
How about buy them lunch or something?
See there? You can't do better than that. All right.
Some cold hot dogs on a stick.
And we have the good humor man today with us, so that's a good thing. I take a load of these incredible legacy Engelmann oaks and live oaks. You know, it's just,
they are just so gorgeous.
there's no point in feathering in to the fine detailed level. Oh, this foot is wilderness, 3 feet over, it's not in a boundary, so it's okay to develop. I know you guys are good foresters and you know better than that, and we need to come together and help bring some real understanding and not just the controversy. Let's bring SDG&E out here one by one, and maybe they'll get it, you know, as humans and not the people on the clock who, you know. I'm also pointing out how this watershed rolls down. There's some very sensitive things about the groundwater here, and I'm particularly concerned about it. It fills up a lot faster on this side than over there in Kelly, which is incredibly sensitive. And we don't want to perforate this watershed, or we've got nothing. There's several little ponds and streams and some water bodies that are hidden, but running these deep metal poles that are even bigger than the ones they've already put up. You'll notice one that was slipped in years ago before they said, hey, you need to talk to the Forest Service before you do this. Let's see if I can find the guy. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, there it is. And that's on the green property, and you notice the color. There's one in the forest that they didn't get permission for. I think that's about where that effort stopped. It's actually one that we would have left alone. But when they get up here on this hill, we think you need to underground and then come straight up kind of toward me. That keeps it lined real close to the road and eventually under the road right up there. And I'm being very efficient. I'm helping you out. We're working together. Let's push on if that's possible. The other idea, when I just about lose all patience, is going to be get rid of it. So take your pick. Now we've come up to the first little saddle before we leave the pasture and go into the chaparral. And slowly move around because I'm always too fast. Anyway, I want to show you that this area has been burned. It's only in a pinch that I would even suggest it, but we're in a pinch. And I'm saying you could finesse the top of this hill where a lot of hunters like to sit. I won't keep them from sitting if you put those single big poles there, or over, I'm sorry, it should be undergrounded. If you cut a road to underground there, they've already probably helped you out a bit. And from this drainage here, I think you can probably drop down. This one too is coming back. It's not the disturbed ideal that we like to go for. I only did this because there's a crook in the road over there, but you might be able to go to the north side of the road as well. And I looked at that, and this is a brainstorming. This is not a specific sighting. That's not mine to do, but I'm trying to give you as many tools to work with as possible, and I am strongly opposed to using this as an excuse to come across private land. I would only do that if it was a national emergency of sorts. And you haven't convinced me that it's the kind of national emergency where there's absolutely no other option. The British are not coming. They have come and gone. And you have options to even do this the right way. This is really not asking much. You'll spend less money than you've already spent fighting us. You really and truly should be undergrounding, and probably undergrounding in 79 where it's paved. And you're going to have to do that anyway, so you can spend the money all at once. It's still strongly my opinion that if you co-locate up there, you will accommodate whatever you were attempting to do with the 69 kV here that only serves one person, when it's obvious that that serves a lot more than one person that way. Huge tree. And to me, that's the rationale that goes to everything. Yeah, you got to serve power, and you've got to be reliable, and I do not argue with any of that. We will find a win-win to accommodate those needs. It has never been my understanding otherwise. However, we need to be a little more surgical and dainty how we accomplish this. And I just, not here. These people have been here 150 years, and it would be just inappropriate, equally inappropriate for the reservation over there. You put it underground, give them some power, and you may be on the way to mitigating that. But anything else is wrong. You don't just storm in here. And I have seen what they do to storm in, and I know some people just don't see the same things when they look at the same thing. Lord knows I've had enough guys do the dishes and not wipe the counter, and that's when I kind of figured that one out. And it's not that that has to be a big deal, but we have to address it and work with it and understand that that exists. And, you know, the average person in the public does not understand if they've never spent their lives in wilderness. They may not really comprehend the visual and the goal at hand and the difference. You're going the wrong way. Hey, wrong way. Sorry. I was talking too much and you're gung-ho to get there. Let me help you out here. We got a much better route. So now you know.
Yeah, this makes sense, because going that way, you're just going to get deeper and deeper into it. It's a little ravine there.
Yeah, it's some tricky finessing. You can see where the fires kind of did their toll over there. A lot of grass. There's some water coming down. That's neat because we had a lot of rain. I think this is going to be a superior day. We're both going the same way. You take the low road, I take the high road, and we'll be in Scotland in the morning if you're real good. Yeah, you can see this incredible little spring here and native vegetation that we try hard not to tromp on. Tread lightly. Incredible moss. I love moss. And it rivulets through there. It would be the sister to Cali Creek on the other side of this major waterfall. Semi-major watershed. This is Cedar Gorge, not very far. Cedar Gorge over there. And there we go. The point that John just made was a very good one. He's noting a game trail, or the fact that there's somebody's been here, which may be a four-footed. This is a very popular hunting area, especially during hunting season. And not, hopefully, so much not during hunting season. But the water is here, and it's an area where the little animals rely on, especially during times of drought. So we don't want to impact that. You should say that again. Say that again.
It's big. It's huge. Not only tall, it's wide.
We brought him along to keep up the positive mental attitude. Okay, so which part of this is an improvement? Going down into Cedar Gorge is not good. Dumping lots and lots of soil is especially not good. It's not good into Boulder Creek either. This needs some serious finesse. That out there is Eagle Peak. Right there. And as he noted, his big thing is El Cajon Mountain. And that is Rancho Alegría. Behind it in that little chip is Viejas. And way off in the distance, ooh, I'm not sure. Could be lions, but that seems too close.
On this side here?
Yeah, one with the sheer face. Could be Gaskill. I remember part of this was kind of mystical, magical, and I think we're on it. I don't know. It's like a interesting soils here. This is where Native Plant Society needs to be here. I think I want to walk lightly, get back on the rock. It's like, what makes this? This is where water seeps up to the ground. The percolating portion. I just think this whole corridor has some kind of hydrological meaning, because it's just kind of weird that way. It comes out of the Marcy Meadow there. If you look on other other satellite images from years past, it's green, and part of it's seems like a natural pond at times, which means kind of vernal. I don't know of any dams in there, but I know they run these things through the pastures at times. But you gotta understand, this is not just your average pasture, it's percolating. Come see it. I'm having to be a biologist, forester, geologist, pain in the neckologist, and the stress of all of those is starting to get to me. So we need a few ology helpers. One thing I'll point out, upland woodland, chaparral. You get to see that here. It's kind of neat. You can see just about everything here. And pretty soon you'll see it all. John just said, this is one of the coolest views. And I said, yeah, I think this is one of the most spectacular views in our county. And the last time I was here, I didn't have a camera. And it's 360. It's everything on this side of Cuyamaca is in view. I mean, for 50 miles. And unspoiled for the most part.
Up here when the sun goes down. Ooh, that would be something.
Well, I was. And yes, it is. And you got
beautiful over this side.
Talk about life finding a way. Look at this manzanita growing out of the rock. It's just a completely different perspective, and you know, there's the one road over there with the Marstons.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put a big power line here where we think they may try to turn it into a 500 kV or something. This is just about as the most inappropriate place I know. You've got a treasure here that is unlike anything else. The closest thing would be maybe what Corte Madera used to be before there were people, which is amazing, or Morena Butte kind of, but this is really probably more dynamic. Now, when we came up from the McCoy Ranch, we landed on that promontory, and it was a big climb just to get to there, and then there was this internal little hidden valley right in here, which has seeps and springs and water percolating up through it. And then one has to get up onto this thing. And it's so sensitive and unusual to this novice that I was of the opinion that it's really fragile in a way that you shouldn't even walk there.
Coming up through Boulder Creek?
Yeah, coming from Boulder Creek down there was actually, I think, a plan at one time. And that is already a toughie. It is doable. It helps to know how to finesse it. Sometimes you take a few tries at it. But the only way to really understand this is to come see it. I hope somebody can put this on a great big television and take a look at it. It is shooting high def, but I don't even know how this is going to come out. I know I'm always going too fast, and it feels like it's already taken forever, so. And that little rock outcrop over there, you can see is most unusual. Well, I'm just standing here taking one more video because I think I should. I'm just kind of trying to stop, rethink my thoughts here. And, you know, you guys should just come to this little promontory, which I call an amphitheater, and the whole world is in front of you. You don't want to rip this up. Honest to God.
Right down there, that makes no sense at all.
Even just the whole view of it is
Keep it on the road. That's why they put the road there.
I just
Follow
think
the
they
road.
should get rid of it altogether. I don't think that this was ever an appropriate thing to do. And I don't know that electricity in general was in the history of mankind. Why do we do this? We did. And, you know, I guess I could say a million words or say none at all, and it would be almost the same thing, because look at the pictures. You'll get the message. That's what you do for a living. Right, right.
We're going to get even more views from up top.
I'm looking out at the big meadow out there. It will be bright green here soon. By March, if we get a little bit more rain. Not quite there yet. It's not particularly a green year. The first time I came up this, it was fully wooded with amyl. We kind of came through all that. But, you know, there's an awful lot of the proposed Eagle Peak Wilderness that's in view right now. Out there is Sunshine Mountain overlooking Cedar. Of course, the backside of Eagle Peak. El Cajon. Something just went up in smoke way out there in the distance. We can see Mount Woodson over there in the distance. Mount McGower. There's Rancho Alegria and Viejas. Swooping around. You have Ant in the foreground. I don't think we can see Oak, which would be behind both of those little ridge tops that make up Ant, overlooking Cedar Gorge. It's kind of a crying shame that we even have to have this discussion, and I know most of us are probably thinking the same thing, but I really think before you put this on the map, you need to be standing right here. We fickle flubbed around this morning, and it really was not all that difficult to get to this point. We just followed a cow trail right here. You can do this. So, and you even know where you're going because we got a marker sitting right in front of us. That's a long enough video. All right. Okay, say that again. We're filming.
Well, there's two small ones down below here. Then there's the big drop, the biggest drop of them all. That's 3. Then there's 4, and then right behind that is 5. And then there's 6. There's a sloping one to the left, and then there's another one above it. So that's 6 in a row just at this bottom part here. If you want my binoculars, I got them.
Okay.
I'm trying to get to a position where I can minimize the shake on this.
Yeah, we're out here on the side canyon into Boulder Canyon, and probably the stupidest place imaginable, but it's really pretty. This would be really a horrible place to try to sneak in a line. Check this out.
Hold on, I'll get out my binoculars. Take a look through them.
It's a heck of a long hike. It's really a little excuse. And kind of going grizzly bear style.
Oh my gosh, there's another one.
Yeah, you think?
3, 4. I see 5, not counting the 2 lower ones.
Oh, if you go on up, then you'll see. It just.
There's just cascade after cascade.
Thank you. It's not a technical explanation, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Just like, wow, there they are.
It's just like wow.
Man, that's some descent too. Oh my gosh. There's more than a dozen there easily.
Oh, I know. I know.
There's probably a couple dozen. It's not the big 12. It's the big. 12
Well,
dozen.
this was pre-Cedar fire, and Emil counted them officially. But the bottom part was so covered over that you couldn't really get there.
Yeah. Well, I can see at least 2 at the bottom, below the big one. And there's one right above that, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I see 5. Then I see 6, and I'm not into the big broad area of the valley above it. Man, that's something. Now I'm looking for an anchor. Have to be a rock, I think.
I don't recommend it.
Oh yeah, we check them out carefully. And we can back them up too. Back them up with the human person. Send the heaviest first and then the best goes last. He's the only one that's really at risk. Holy camoles, that will be something just to climb down all that.
You're telling me.
Just to climb down that sucker.
I see some pine trees coming back over there, which is a good sign.
Want to try these?
Sure. Well, John kind of summed it up with, oh, wow. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's something else. That's really something. It's gorgeous.
I looked through the binoculars and I could see a whole lot more, so hopefully this will come out. And this is what you get for coming here. So it's probably not for everybody. We're coming a really stupid way, by the way, but it's been fun. We still have a long way to go.
The water comes down from the right here first at the top, where the vegetation ends. It slides down this way, and then it comes down.
It goes to the right, and there's another waterfall there. I don't think you can see very well. And then
at the top of the rock there.
It kind of straightens back up, and then at the top, that crop of rock at the top is Sill Hill from Jerry's shed. All right, so we went on top because I wanted you guys being the Forest Service who are doing this, Bjorn and Jeff, Joan. I'm still patting your head, Joan. I'm annoyed, but not at you, all right? I thought I'd say that again. I keep saying that through this process, and someday this is all going to be over and we're going to party. But, oh boy, are we. We got to those rocks. It wasn't easy getting to them, and then it was a real pain in the butt getting down here. And so then we got to the center down there, and John made a very wise call, but you know, who am I to be wise? And then we found what's left of an old road. Now, when Emil and I did this pre-Cedar fire, the road stops somewhere down in there. And then the little canyon kept going, and there was somebody that put pink ribbons in there. And we took them off. And everything else that was trash we brought back out as much as we could. There used to be a pot farm down there, so there's some remnants of that probably need to tie up in a great big bag, and you guys can buzz us. Yeah, you know, we told you guys we were going to be here today. The federales would like to buzz us and say hi sometime. That'd be kind of fun. It's knowing that we're here and all. Otherwise, I hate helicopters, but that might be interesting. I think that we probably, well, yeah, whatever. So we get back up here in the sunny time. You should recognize this because that made you a very big poster of it. I think if you don't have one, then you better go talk to the receptionist because she really likes it. I'm just kidding. I don't know if she does or not. I don't know if she saw it or not. But if you don't have it, then she did. And that's okay. I'll make you know. All right. This is it. This is the character of this road. It kind of reminds you a little bit of Corte Madera, but what's beyond is spectacular. It's not like you're looking at Freeway 8. It's like you're looking at our Sill Hill unit. And when I say this is the biggest no-brainer, this is what I'm talking about. And actually, the Forest Service owns most of Cuyamaca. They always think state, but it's really not true. It's mostly forest. Could be why they only burn the top of Middle Peak, because it's mostly forest. Hopefully this will give you guys some kind of perspective until the day we manage to pry you out here. What was that?
This is right in here is Brian Brew's old fort.
You found it.
Chased the Vikings out of Ireland. He had a fort right along the Shannon River, and anybody who came by, they had to pay him in cattle.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But when he ascended to be king of Ireland, he said, I'm going to drive those Vikings right out of Dublin, and he did, but he died in the battle. But this looks just like his fort.
Yeah, it's like the woods are dark and deep and I have miles to go before I sleep. It's kind of amazing right here. And definitely,
These babies, and they're beautiful.
if they're thinking coming through here because they looked at a map, they need to come here and see this, because this is a legacy grove of trees that should not be messed with. I don't care, private or not. I think it'd be...
And they're all through here. Bigger ones in the back.
You wouldn't buy a place like this if you didn't love trees. You'd do something else, wouldn't you? You'd spend your money on something else.
My money on...
I could be wrong, but under the bell curve.
I love trees. You bet I love trees. My sister's even worse. She's even...
I'm kind of sick, and here I am.
These guys here. These are beauties, too.
I'm out here doing what he'd like to be doing, you know, and the poor guy is sitting there.
He's probably... Wow.
I was really worried about him there for a while.
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah. I think, well, I don't know. I'm still worried about him. Well, this is...
So if you go down that way...
that thing just peters out up there on a little ridge,
I saw it there, end there.
I don't even know how we found it before, because we were up higher. We were in the thick of it, and I think we were up on the ridge, and we saw the road, and we dropped down because we were just... Pre-Cedar Fire, it was so thick.
Oh, this is like a park.
Well, it is, and...
This is like a Sherwood Forest.
See, they're talking some kind of alignment that would come across. This is basically the Marston Meadow. Was I higher up before? I don't remember this pond here. We're in the same general vicinity, but maybe I was supposed to go over there.
Hold on a second, I just want to get a waypoint here.
Suffice to say, this would be where somehow they'd have to cross through here, between here and that other ridge over there. This is a pond. It's dry right now, but like a lot of them, you know, you can kind of envision that the water percolates through here. And this
I just want to get that waypoint in there.
this goes up in there. That's where we came.
So here we had a little bit of a fence coming over, running down through here.
Yeah, that's what I thought last time. Now I think I must have had it wrong. I'm gonna.
Okay, if Marston wants to sell this and I can afford it, I will buy it.
Yeah,
I want that view of
now I'd like for the Forest Service to buy it. I mean, but they may not want to sell it.
house up there for all my buddies.
I'm doing what I would yell at somebody else to do, so that's not really the point. I must have. How did I do this? Yeah, we're too far over. Okay, we're gonna come down this way. I guess the thing I can say in conclusion is unless these people own this and they're like really handing it to you on a platter because they're happy to do it, it's wrong, and I don't want to be a part of it. And I don't do things that way. I don't live that way, and we will have to live with it on public land somewhere, somehow. But the whole notion that they can just storm in and take something like that is wrong. It's a wrong part of the country that I want to live in. I don't push that window. Not anywhere, any part of this. Not in any decade I've been working on it. And that's pretty much what I got to say about that. We can come up with another alternative.